are back here on Girl Talk, and I am joined by Barry Edwards, owner of Island Tire and Automotive Services. We're here at the South End today, 2 island locations for your convenience. And today we're talking about some renovation projects, reno projects, special projects, things that you do that are a little outside the norm. Let's talk about this cool Toyota that you have here today.
Some of the folks may remember this is one that we had. It was
gosh, it was sometime last
about
year.
a year, maybe a year ago. It's worked mostly just to make this a reliable, basic driver. You know, it's when somebody's got an emotional attachment with the vehicle. We like to make them special or keep it on the road. This particular one is 29 years old. It's in great shape now. We've spent a lot of time just making it reliable. And
that's what he wanted, just something that kind of tool around the island, something
his
safe.
Beach car. And I think he may have plans for his, eventually when his son is old enough to drive.
Something
this would be a good starter vehicle.
Yeah, very safe.
Not very fast, it's heavy, it's slow, and he's not going to hurt himself.
So you kind of did the initial round of work, which was kind of just, like you said, getting it.
Go through and just make it reliable, make it safe, good brakes, make sure everything works in it the way it's supposed to.
Got in it, drove it for a little bit, and then said,
Well, you know, last time, and we'll be able to show some other things on it, like this on the ground, that's the original bumper down there, and you know, it was pretty beat. And what we ended up doing was coming up with and actually manufacturing this for them. So we welded this in the shop.
So he's kind of thinking beyond just keeping it as a regular road vehicle. Now he's thinking, how can I kind of take it to the next level?
Well, I think he wanted to be able to have a winch, and that usually takes a special. I said, well, if you want that, let's build you a winch mount bumper. And
custom made by Island Tire.
Well, we had some help with some folks out in the Pacific Northwest that actually sent us a lot of the plates, but we did all the fabrication. And then this Saturday coming up, it'll go out to a powder coating shop. So
to get finished off nice.
When it comes off, it'll be a nice gloss black, so it'll match everything else we've done on the vehicle. And then
kind of take us through some of the other things that you've done since the initial round of work.
I don't know if you remember, this had a bunch of kind of old plastic chrome stuff. We just stripped all that, blacked it out. We've done some interior things like a locking center console with an armrest. These cars never had an armrest on the inside. Replaced things like all the marker lights going around because most of those were either faded, cracked, or 29 years old.
You've buffed out part of the vehicle. That's kind of a work in progress.
Yeah,
here.
We'll be able to get
some.
It's
amazing to
hopefully
see.
Mike will be able to get some shots of some of the before and after on the paint because we only buffed out the front half of the vehicle. And then we've also done some things on the back side.
Yeah,
we ought to go take a look at.
Why don't we take a look at that right now? So this is a really cool kind of setup back here. Talk us through this.
Well, this was something, because the other bumper, the rear bumper on it was pretty beat up.
If it looked anything like the front bumper.
Well, actually the back bumper was worse than the front bumper. And what we ended up doing was I spec'd this out, and some folks in California built it and shipped it direct, and then we've basically assembled it. What it is, they've got a spare tire carrier. This is a rack for a cooler. So you're ready to go to the beach.
Yeah.
And all this, like it swings out. And the other thing it's got built into it is a receiver hitch. So for towing, and you know, on the side of the vehicle, it's got this plate down the side that kind of protects the rear quarter panels. I mean, these are made to be off-road vehicles. I mean, they call it a Land Cruiser for a reason.
Right.
Like that. This just gives you a little more utility in terms of being able to carry a cooler, have all your beach supplies.
I asked Barry off camera before we started filming. I said, where is the guy going to drive it? And he goes, anywhere he wants to. So
that's the idea with the Land Cruiser.
You're not really limited, you know?
Yeah, we've just taken an older vehicle and kind of fixing it up. So it's going to be a little more comfortable, a little more functional, got him a few more creature comforts. But it's one of the things we really like to do. If somebody's got a special vehicle, try to figure out what do they have in mind with it and come up with a way to make that happen.
I know in some upcoming episodes we're going to feature some projects that you've got forthcoming, and we'll kind of do some befores and afters because it's really something. Like you said, it could be a car that's been in the family for a number of years and somebody, it's just got sentimental value, something that was, you know, maybe passed down through through the generations.
Exactly.
And you just want to keep it up and running, but you're not quite sure where to go, and you certainly don't want to take on the project yourself if you're anything like me.
Well, and
so
there's
you
certain
guys
things,
can handle
this
it.
one not so much, but there's certain vehicles that you can do a lot of things just the suspension and brakes that didn't exist in the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Those are a little more involved. We've done several of those, but you can make, it's really neat when you can have a full-size 60s car, but it drives, handles, stops like a modern car.
Yeah.
And it's got that really classic styling.
And it really doesn't matter what make or model or year. I mean, you do everything from the real old classics all the way up to, you know, some of the foreign models and all of that as well.
Work on a number of those.
It doesn't matter. No job is too big or too small, and Island Tire and Automotive Services can help you out. Of course, as always, just with your regular maintenance, tire needs, etc., they're here all the time for that as well. So cool to know that you do some special stuff as well. Awesome, talented group. Come see them. And thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Girl Talk. I'm Debbie Court, and we'll see you next time.